from Angel Ashes Pet Cremations. I just wanted to make a video today just to have a chat to you about why I started up this company, what it means to me, and why it is so important that I run it in the way that I do, in the way that it's more of a personal service. So what I wanted to do is just turn back the clock a little bit, go back to 2004 when I was 23 years old and I was living with my best friend in the whole world, who was a 9-year-old tabby cat who had 3 legs and 1 eye, and his name was Oakley-Bean, and he was just the best friend I've ever had in my life. He was just the best. So when I found out that he was diagnosed with kidney disease and given about 2 weeks to live, I was obviously completely devastated. And it was just, I mean, you guys know what it's like. It's the worst thing to have to go through. Just thinking about things like, you know, how am I going to get through this? How am I going to move on without him? And how am I going to, or what am I going to do with him once he passes, you know, physically? The most important thing for me in that moment was somehow being able to keep him with me in whatever way that was going to be. The most obvious choice for me personally was cremation. Growing up, for me, cremation was just a natural thing. My grandparents had been cremated. I discussed it with my parents. They wanted to be cremated. I want to be cremated, but hopefully not for a very long time. So yeah, it was just the natural kind of choice for me when it came to Oakley, because he was as important to me as everybody in my family. The problem that I had though was being a student in those days and, you know, living from week to week. Money was obviously very tight. So I just assumed that the cost of cremation was going to be way out of my league. So I had to go with my plan B, which was unfortunately to bury Oakley in the backyard of my dad's home, which is where I'd grown up and where he had grown up, so it was kind of nice. So that's what I did. We, you know, had a really nice ceremony. We buried him there. I had a really nice area for him, and it was nice to know that I could still go there and visit him and spend time with him when I was struggling, because I did struggle for a very long time, and I still do, because, you know, he was very special to me. So we buried him in the backyard of my dad's home, which was where I'd grown up and he had grown up, so it was, you know, quite nice to be able to keep him in the place where he loved to be. And I could always go and visit him on the days when I found it tough without him. Until my dad decided to sell his house, and you know, that just wasn't good, obviously, because the thought of having to move away and leave him there was awful. I didn't want to have to do that, and that's when I thought, okay, I need to look into cremation again, because that's my only option now. I'll make it happen. I'll borrow money if I have to. Whatever I need to do, I will get this done, because I need to keep him with me. I need to keep Oakley with me forever. So I looked it up, and I actually looked into it and realised that it actually wasn't as expensive as I had thought. So I, you know, started going through the motions and talking to the company that were going to come and organise everything for me. Wish that I'd just done that right from the start, but everything happens for a reason, I guess. So in the end, this company came down. They took Oakley away. Obviously to organise the cremation, and I'll never forget that moment when they put him in their van and backed out of the driveway and drove away, and it was just the thought of these people who I'd never met before in my life were driving away with the most important thing in my whole world. And I just thought, God, I hope I can trust these people, because that's my everything right there. In the end, you know, they did the cremation and I ended up getting Oakley back in about 2 weeks. But then about 3 months after that, the company I had used were on Today Tonight, and they had been found doing things that weren't so wonderful. I'll just leave it at that. And that was just absolutely horrible, just the thought of the fact that the ashes that I was holding might not be Oakley, and it was devastating. And I just thought, God, I can't. Yes, I have got an urn with ashes in them, but I will always have that doubt now as to whether or not they're really him, and more importantly, as to whether or not he was treated with the love and respect that he needed to be treated with. And that was the moment that I decided that, you know what, I'll start up my own company and I'll do it properly, and I'll run it in a way that every pet that comes through our company will be treated with love and respect, the way that I wanted him to be treated. So that's what I did. I started up Angel Ashes. I named it Angel Ashes because it's in tribute to Oakley, and it now becomes like a living tribute to him, because I get to do this every single day, and I get to think about him every single day, and he inspired this, and because of him I get to help people through something awful, one of the hardest things that every pet owner has to go through, and I get to be there and help them through it, and it's all because of him. So yeah, it's very important that I run this business in the way that I do, and that I can offer support to people who need it, and I can make sure that every single pet is treated with love and respect. So I've now been running Angel Ashes for 10 years, and it still gets very difficult sometimes. Obviously it's a very highly emotional thing to do every single day, but yeah, just knowing that I'm helping people through it is what allows me to continue. So if you are currently going through that heartbreak of losing a pet, please feel free to get in touch with us at any time, in the lead up to losing them or after you've lost them, even if it's just to have a chat, you know, just to talk through some of your feelings. We also have the Pet Loss Support Group on Facebook, which you're welcome to join. Share your story, share their story, talk to other people who are going through it. The support is there. And if you want any more information on the Angel Ashes services, have a look through the website, contact me directly. And yeah, in the meantime, just take care of yourself. And thank you for watching, thank you for listening to my story, and thank you for learning about Oakley.